the committee works. I'll tell you, it's amazing listening to the other side complain about our law enforcement officers, ICE, and saying that they should not be wearing masks, even though they're rounding up MS-13 criminals who, in my district, would chop up children with machetes, whether I was in Brentwood or CI. But they want them to be demasked and possibly face retribution. It's amazing. The first time that they're asking for anybody to be demasked. I mean, Antifa, they can wear their masks. The violent protesters that burned down cities, burned down cars, looted, they can keep their masks on. God forbid we hold the criminals accountable and ask them to be demasked. But our law enforcement officers, let's put them in danger for retribution from violent drug cartels and MS-13, who we know, whether in the U.S. or in Mexico or in South America or in Central America, kill whoever they want, however they want, whenever they want. But let's put our law enforcement officers in harm's way. Ms. Hopper, organizations that aided and abetted illegal immigration activities must be held accountable. And the committee has identified countless non-governmental organizations appear to have played a larger role in propping up the Biden administration's border crisis, helping play a role in obscuring the true extent of the lawlessness that occurred over the last 4 years. Can you highlight some of the most egregious examples of the activities NGOs engaged in support of the Biden administration's open border policies? Thank you.
Absolutely. I think Florida's grand jury review of the whole unaccompanied children process is a great place to start if people haven't looked into that. There are numerous situations where you can look at the funding of what the NGOs took in, starting with the 990s. Then when you start to zoom in, you look at the program mismanagement, waste, fraud, and abuse. This isn't about the humanitarian mission. This isn't about the religious component of the organization, the nonprofit. We heard people bring up the religious component of the nonprofit. That has nothing to do with that. It has to do with how the humanitarian organization handled the program, handled these children, handled these funds, and handled the sponsors. And they didn't. They didn't handle any of that. Now, not all NGOs mismanage children and mismanage funds, but there were a lot of them that did, and taxpayers funded it, they paid for it, and they must be held accountable for it.
Thank you very much. Can you also elaborate on the extent to which the Biden administration's reliance on non-governmental organizations endangered the lives of those children? I know you touched about it a little bit, but can you talk about especially the UACs? That is something that was, we saw a lot of UACs being sent up to New York, to Long Island, my district, and there was no follow-up or very little follow-up after they were sent. Can you talk about that, please?
Yeah, so once NGOs were sending children to their sponsors, they were supposed to have an individual traveling with them to make sure that they got to their destination. We were actually on a flight with numerous UACs that were unaccompanied, couldn't speak the language, and airlines struggled to communicate with them. They were traveling alone. When we spoke with the flight attendants, they outlined numerous situations where children showed up at incorrect locations. CPS would have to be called because the sponsor either didn't show up, they were at the wrong location, they couldn't communicate with these unaccompanied children, and they were not supposed to be traveling alone. Once they got to that state, there wasn't a follow-up. There were 2 phone calls, and there was very little follow-up or coordination with state-level agencies to share that information for meaningful welfare checks.
Thank you very much for your answer. And Mr. Chairman, pursuant to Clause 2K6 of House Rule 11, I have a motion requesting the committee subpoena former Department of Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas. He refused to testify here in his own impeachment trial, and we believe the Americans should hear from him on his unlawful policies, especially the ones that we're addressing here today. So That's my motion, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Motion made by Mr. Garbarino.
Point of order? I'm sorry. I'll defer to the.
Mr. Chairman, I move to table the motion.
Motion to table. The motion to table is privileged and is non-debatable. All those in favor of the motion to table signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed signify by saying no. No. In the opinion of the chairs, the nays have it.
Mr. Chairman, I ask for a recorded vote.
A recorded vote has been requested on the motion to table. We will allow the clerk to resume his position. Mr. Clerk, if you will please call the roll.
Point of order. Point of order, Mr. Chairman. I would like this committee to wait for other members to return from both sides of the aisle for the vote.
Ms. Kennedy, thank you for your input, but Mr. Clerk, if you would please call the roll.
Thank you for your consideration, Mr. Chairman, as you're clearly demonstrating your partisanship in not allowing members of this committee to return as you held this open for at least 15 minutes on the last vote, which I've never seen anything so ridiculous in my entire 2+ decades of service in government. This committee's broken the rules countless times today, and it continues.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Ogles,
If you open the vote so we can begin, is it possible for you to hold the vote open so other members can return as we just did previously, sir?
Mr. Clerk, if you will call the roll, members will have the opportunity to return as the vote is being called and as votes are being recorded. So please call the roll. I believe we also have votes that are occurring now on the House floor, so if you will call the roll on this matter.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Garbarino stated that Secretary Mayorkas did not come before this committee. He came dozens of times, but Stephen Miller has refused to come. Tom Homan has refused to come.
Mr. Clerk, votes have been called in the chamber. If you will please call the roll on this matter.
Mr. Green of Tennessee. Mr. McCall.
McCall votes no.
Mr. McCall votes no. Mr. Higgins. No. Mr. Higgins votes no. Mr. Jimenez. Mr. Jimenez votes no. Mr. Pfluger. Mr. Pfluger votes no. Mr. Garbarino. Mr. Garbarino votes no. Ms. Green. Mr. Gonzalez. Mr. Gonzalez votes no. Mr. Luttrell. Mr. Luttrell votes no. Mr. Strong.
No.
Mr. Strong votes no. Mr. Burkeen.
No.
Mr. Burkeen votes no. Mr. Crane. Mr. Crane votes no. Mr. Ogles. Mr. Ogles votes no. Mrs. Biggs. Mrs. Biggs votes no. Mr. Evans. Mr. Evans votes no. Mr. McKenzie.
No.
Mr. McKenzie votes no. Mr. Knott.
No.
Mr. Knott votes no. Ranking Member Thompson. Aye. Ranking Member Thompson votes aye. Mr. Swalwell. Mr. Correa. Aye. Mr. Correa votes aye. Mr. Tanadar. Yes. Mr. Tanadar votes aye. Mr. Magaziner. Aye. Mr. Magaziner votes aye. Mr. Goldman. Mrs. Ramirez. Mrs. Ramirez votes aye. Mr. Kennedy.
Aye.
Mr. Kennedy votes aye. Mrs. McIver.
Aye.
Mrs. McIver votes aye. Ms. Johnson. Ms. Johnson votes aye. Mr. Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez votes aye. Ms. Poe. Ms. Poe votes aye. Mr. Carter. Mr. Green of Texas. Mr. Green of Texas votes aye.
Any other members wish to record their vote? Mr. Clerk, how am I recorded?
The chairman has not been recorded.
Please record me as a no. Mr. Goldman has entered the chamber. Mr. Goldman, would you like to be recorded?
Mr. Goldman votes aye.
Any other additional members who wish to be recorded? Mr. Clerk, if you will please report the tally.
Mr. Chairman, on that vote, there were 16 ayes and 12 noes.
The motion to table is not agreed to.
Yep.
Mr. Chairman,
With votes being called, the chair intends to call a recess. We will return back after votes have been called.